What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today, and today we have massive unboxing number 56 for you all. I hope all of you are excited for this, as we have some really cool aircraft to dive into. We have 5 diecast and 4 snap-togethers, and it's going to be really awesome to see what all these are about. I hope all of you are excited. We'll go ahead and start on the top and progress from there, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, so let's go ahead and get started. So our first aircraft here are going to be from Aero Classics, and it's a 1:400 scale Frontier Airbus A320neo and Sony the Lizard. This comes from ROC Aviation, so thank you so much to him for doing a trade here. It was really awesome to get to work with him, and great guy as always. Definitely check out the Airlines International videos to see what his goofy personality's like. But of course, the typical baby bus box here, it looks really strong. So yeah, this has been one of my favorite tells to spot at the airport, and really awesome to finally get to add it to the collection today and utilize it for the Great Plains expansion that they have and all the other airports that I have Frontier at. So let's just go ahead and take a look at Sony the Lizard, which once again, a really quality pickup here. Very excited to have it here for the collection. As you can tell, it looks really nice, really good condition that Gavin kept it in, so shout out to him. So let's just go ahead and set it down and see what the aircraft's all about. And here it is, everybody, the Frontier Airbus A320neo by Aero Classics. Sony the Lizard looks as good as ever, and once again, super stoked to have it here in the collection, and it's going to be a great addition. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty guys, here we go. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone right here. Have the typical hazard. As we know, Aero Classics, very proportional mold. Very nice to look at, very satisfying. Here's the L1 door, and we do have the Sony the Lizard titles right here. Here's nose landing gear, a little bit of tilt just right, very accurate. We absolutely love to see it. I personally had some really great experiences on Frontier, just flew them. Actually, my first aisle seat there, so that was not too bad, and didn't have to pay $25 for the complimentary seat selection, so that was nice. But anyway, different functions of these ULCCs, but got me from A to B, and I think they've done that for thousands and, well, really millions of other people as well. But you can see the Frontier billboard titles here look quite nice, and then you have some etched legroom seats here in the front, and then it takes you straight into the normal bare bones basic economy seats that they have back there. You have the blue cheat line that goes across, and you got the beacon along with the emergency exits right here, and you got the slide that goes with that. So there's what that looks like. Looks really great, so cool to see that. There's the beautiful engines. They did a great job on the detail, and all of it looks really nice. With the main landing gear there as well, it all looks really great, so very cool to see that. That takes us to the back half of the fuselage here. As you can tell, the rest of it does look really nice, and you got the flyfrontier.com titles. You do have the blue on the bottom there as well. The registration of this aircraft's November 310 Foxtrot Romeo at the US flag, and then that takes us into the L2 door, and then we will find Sony the Lizard back here. As you can tell, it looks really nice there with the yellow. Really cool illustration here that Frontier was able to develop, and it definitely has been a eye catcher for many years now. So once again, very cool to see that, and I think they did a really good job. Taking a look at the right side of the aircraft, similar characteristics. We know the drill with these molds. We have the baggage doors back there, so quality to see that, along with the smaller one to go with it as well. Top of the aircraft looks really nice, so definitely glad to see the exhibited characteristics there. Sony also is on the inside of the shark as well. I should definitely add that so you can see it right there. It looks pretty solid for considering the detail that Aero Classics put in, and the bottom's also really nice as well. So once again, very excited to have Sony the Lizard quality addition here to the collection, and definitely looks quite nice. That being said, looking really sharp. Let's go ahead and jump into our next model. So we'll do one more die cast, then we'll jump into a couple of snap togethers. So that came from him, and then the next handful of models from various events throughout the fall of 2024. We'll start with the Atlanta Collectible Show. I only got 5 models. I got into so much talking that I couldn't get many more, and also the new GeminiJets releases, not September, but the August ones weren't there yet, which I was really surprised about. So the United Max 8 that was in that August set and all those weren't there. So I only was able to get a handful that I really have wanted. So those were the NG July releases, including the 767s finally at long last. So our first NG 76s. I'm very excited for this. We'll start right here with the American Airlines Boeing 767-200. So very first 762 for NG, of course. So yeah, really excited about this. Really cool that they have introduced these new molds. It's obviously been a little bit of a roller coaster with regards to how long it's took and the quality of them, but we'll really put it to the test here with November 313 Alpha Alpha. So let's go ahead and take a look. So 767-200 here in the top left. Here's the stripe, and they always do a great job here with the Eagle. At the American Airlines logo right here, the registration once again 313 Alpha Alpha, NG models 1:400 scale. So yeah, really cool. This comes from Texan Airplane Store, so shout out to them and their work. So here's the side profiles of the box, and here's the back as well. 14 Plus, and yeah, really excited for this. I'm eager to see what the 767 molds look like. This one looks pretty good, so I think it's going to be, once again, a quality edition, and haven't decided if I want to sell my Gemini yet or not. Let's just see how this one is first, and then we'll kind of go from there. So looking very nice. We do have 2 collector cards, or no, and I thought we were going to get 2 of them. We actually have a warning here, so not hold the fuselage because of the 3-dimensional antennas. Very cool. So that's on there as well, and we also have the CRP card, of course, which is sweet. So this one is from, it does not say. So regardless of the case, though, it looks pretty sweet. That takes us on to the model. So take a look at that. That looks really nice. So let's go ahead and get it out of its plastic container here. And there she is. I'm going to grasp this by the tail here. There we go. Got it by the tail, and that looks extremely nice. So there it is, the American 767-200 there, and as you can tell, it looks very nice. And here it is, everybody, the NG models, 1:400 scale. Sorry, that was not used to seeing this from them. American Airlines Boeing 767-200. A really nice piece of work right here. This is phenomenal effort, really good printing, really good quality, really great look. This is awesome, and definitely a huge highlight there for their hard product and what they're all about. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what it's all about. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. So here's the cockpit windows with the really cool outline, so that's definitely awesome to see. Got the nose cone right here, and you got the 767 luxury titles right here as well. Here's the nose landing gear that looks quite nice, and the tire and hub piece also look really great on the mold, so definitely a huge highlight here for the nose profile. I think it's pretty darn close, so no major complaints from me on that. Here's the L1 door. You got all the applicable features like the window and lever, and then you got the navy, white, and red. Beautiful chrome livery, used it for so long, so great to see it here in this particular case. Here's the American billboard titles, much stubbier compared to looking at the 767-300, which is pretty cool for different, of course. And then, of course, you got the first class that they had up here, and then you get into the rest of the economy. So if you don't know, American Airlines had the 767-200 for a very long time. They used them on a handful of international offerings for many years, you know, flights. I think there was maybe a Zurich to Chicago or whatever, you know, routes like that, had it for quite some time. And then towards the end of the 767-200's life, what I remember, they used them only on flights from Los Angeles to New York and Boston for a very long time. I think they had 8 of them there for a while. And then I believe in 2014 is when these retired. So there's your history of the American 767-200. As you can tell right here, here's the kind of getting towards the middle of the fuselage. There's the antenna right there. That looks pretty nice. Really good detail on that. You also got a really nice little stub box there. I'm not sure if that was for TV or what it was at the time, but definitely pretty cool regardless. You got the various panel details right here. The leading edge light, phenomenal detail. That's really good work there to make that indentation. All that looks really nice. It definitely has an interesting profile here from the top perspective from this corner, which is kind of interesting, but you can't see engines here. That I think they did a really good job from the pipeline to the beautiful actual engine itself. Really good. It's got just enough clearance, and the dimensions look pretty darn close, so that's really nice. Here's the wing, really great detail. You can also see the escape patch there. It looks very nice, and overall the detail is phenomenal, so cool to see that. Got the main gear back here as well. That look really nice. Of course, the NG gears do not tilt, but obviously that would compromise quality, so they go for the highest quality possible, and I think they do a really good job there from the struts and other pieces to the puzzle on that, so that's pretty cool. Okay, getting to the back of the fuselage here, you got the rest of the passenger windows, all economy back here. I'm sure they have some sort of enhanced legroom seats up there after first class. There's the L2 door. Again, registration is 312 Alpha Alpha. I believe, or sorry, 313. I believe Gemini did 305 or 312. One of those sound familiar. I'm not sure which one. But anyway, there's the AA tail right there. You can tell how nice that looks. Horizontal stabilizers, and then you got the APU detail and all the rest of it. So overall, phenomenal detail here on the NG model 767-200 mold. The landing gear are very proportional. Engines are really nice. You got all the proportions down, and all of it looks really phenomenal. So really big credit here to NG for, I think, honestly mastering it. I don't have any major criticism of the mold besides that it looks really nice, which is certainly not criticism. Let me get it right here so I don't drop it. And obviously this one came intact, which is a positive. Air inlets also look really great here on the underside, which isn't a detail all of us are going to be looking at, but definitely helpful when you do nail it down to detail there. So it looks very nice. You got one more antenna under there if I missed it. So yeah, a really nice model. Definitely a huge positive here for NG. Obviously they've had a very, very interesting 2024. That's the best way to describe it. So good, better, and different. That model was very good, and their hard product continues to rock on and be industry leading in the 1:400 scale. That said, it's time for some snap togethers. So let's go ahead and take a look. So these next two snap togethers come from the Atlanta Collectibles Show. They actually come from BAC, I'm forgetting, I think it's BACC Aviation, I'm pretty sure, that we talked about last time during the last Atlanta Collectible show. So a huge shout out to him. He was back as a vendor, had a bunch of his aircraft out there, so I got a couple of his snap-togethers. Beginning right here with the Continental Express ERJ-135. This is a very cool little snap-together here from Flight Miniatures, I would assume. I don't get many of their boxes, so shout out to him for somehow having the box. So it doesn't even say it's ERJ-145, but I'm pretty sure it's Flight Miniatures. There's the dimensions. So no matter what the case is, I'm very excited to have this aircraft. I think I got it for $12 or so, which very fair pricing considering what this is. So let's just go ahead and assemble it. It's pretty easy. You just put the snaps together. There was plastic and instructions in there, by the way, as well, if you're curious. The stand's also in quality shape, and it also has the markings. This aircraft's kind of special because it did fly in the Tulsa for so long. Obviously, these still do fly for Commuter and the TUL, the XR versions of this, every day, multiple times a day from George Bush. So that's cool to think about. They were at Denver for a while in Dulles. I believe they're still at Dulles. I haven't seen very many of these at Denver, maybe a handful, but not too many. Anyway, though, there is sentimental value here. That's what I'm trying to get to with the point. And it's really cool to have this aircraft now to think about those memories and obviously what they meant to the airport and all that. I don't remember seeing any of them. I don't think I have any pictures with Continental Express titles. But whatever the case is, we do have the model here to take a look at today, and they did fly in there regardless of whatever I think or any of the other pieces of the puzzle. So I'm trying to get that tail in there a little bit better because it just doesn't want to snap in there very good. But anyway, that's close enough. So this is at the Continental Express ERJ-145 in their final livery, so looks very nice. We do have a registration, so I'm not sure which subsidiary. Oh, it's Express. It says it on the engine. So that's who it flew for, of course. So yeah, this looks very nice and definitely really excited to have this in the fleet. It's a very simple aircraft with regards to detail. There's not too much to it, so we'll go ahead and take a look. So you got the cockpit windows, very proportional nose shape as to be expected with an aircraft like this. And no pitot tubes, no hazards, no panels, not very much to take a look at. We do have the L1 door, no markings at all, but it does look nice. Got all the passenger windows, which do look nice here, so let's just go ahead and move that. We do have the Continental Express billboard titles in their older fonts, so Continental being navy, Express being more of a lighter blue, so that's kind of cool. You have the emergency exit outline there, so that's pretty cool, but we don't have a pad on the wing. As for the wings, we do have the speed brake detail, and that's about it. We don't even have slats. We do have ailerons, so that's kind of cool. Stand, once again, very nice and simple, but again, this is going to go up there with all my other snap-togethers there on the shelf, so it should look pretty nice. So should fit in very well. We got the Express Jet engine, so that's pretty cool. Kind of wish they had winglets on it, but I mean, I'm not complaining for $12. This is a very cool pickup. And then we have the tail, which looks really nice. The color's really good and very accurate details. You get the fleet code of 926, so cool that they were able to print that. There's the horizontal stabilizers with its applicable details. You also have the APU and all the other applicable features. Right side of the aircraft, very similar. A little bit of, I don't think the R1 door is supposed to be a little smaller. I might be wrong. But the cheat line's also there as well. Registration's November 15926, and yeah, it looks really nice. There's the stand where it says that it's Continental Express ERJ-145. And it doesn't say the brand on the bottom. So again, presumably Flight Miniatures. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, this aircraft looks really nice. And once again, very excited to have it, considering its significance and its value to me. Even though once again, I probably didn't even see it very much. But regardless of the case, it is there, and now I can remember it. So this is going to be a little bit of a jump scare. Just kidding. This is actually not a United 777, and that was kind of a surprise to me. I just showed it there because I thought it was cool. This is actually a Lufthansa Airbus A380, so very excited to have this aircraft. I think it's going to look really nice up there. Now, obviously, I've seen the Lufthansa A380 a good handful of times, which very fortunate to do that. But obviously, getting a 1-400 would have been fairly costly, so why not just get this? So this, again, I think it was $12, which very good price. So very excited to add it here to the Flight Miniatures fleet. And again, these are really good aircraft. I mean, if you just like looking at them, or you're just like, man, I saw that, but I don't want to spend the $60 to get it in the 1-400 scale, or let's not even start on the 1-200 scale, then why not get it, a snap together like this? Because they're very easy to put together, very easy to move. The horizontal stabilizer, if I could get it in correctly, would be helpful, so I can show you what we're doing here. So there's that, and then let's go ahead and work on the other side here. But as you can tell, they are very simple to put together and very good looking in general, so that's definitely a helpful thought. There's the tail. That one snaps in a little bit easier, and then the stand's really easy, and it's one of those bigger ones. It doesn't say the brand, but similar to that British Airways 747 and a couple of the others I have. So anyway, there it is. So very cool to have this aircraft, and again, I'm not exactly sure where the box went, but I'm sure that's a story that he could probably tell us. But anyway, yeah, nice looking aircraft. This is very nice. There's not too many details. Very similar story to the Continental, but obviously very happy to have it no matter what the case is. So let's go ahead and take a look at its details and what's going on. So you got the cockpit windows, you got the Star Alliance logo, so that's pretty cool that we got that. And we also have the Lufthansa logo on there as well. So you got the L1, L2, and L3 doors. We got the big Lufthansa billboard titles, and that's about it for the detail in the front. However, they do represent the gray underbelly as expected. So that detail is positive, along with all the other details. You got all the windows there, but obviously no pitot tubes, panels, or any other details. No leading edge light, but we do have slats this time, so that's a positive. So great to see that. Along with the rest of the detail, I think it would look better if I raised it up a little bit, probably a little bit easier to see. Yeah, so there it is. It does look real nice, so very cool to see that. Got the engines there. They look nice proportional, so cool to see them. And you even got a little bit of fan blade details, so that definitely looks nice, so cool to see that. You also got the wing fence tip there, which is very cool, along with the actual wing coming back through itself, so that's really nice, so definitely cool to see that. So that takes us to the L4, L5, L6, L7, L8 doors. You can see 5 of them there. They all look real nice. 3 on bottom, 2 on top. Very productive, very nice. All the windows look great. These hold so many people. It's incredible to think about. You got the Germany flag there. No registration on this guy, so you can make it up. There's the top there. It also looks pretty sweet, so cool to see that. There's the Lufthansa tail. It definitely looks really good, so very cool to see that. Trying to make sure I get it in there as fluidly as we can. So there's that Lufthansa tail. We got a focus camera. Come on. It's a little bit better. So that looks nice, and the horizontal stabilizers. Not much for the APU on this one, but that's all right. This is definitely an older aircraft for sure, but it definitely looks nice. Probably why it doesn't have the box. We do have the baggage doors on this side. That's a huge, or the other one did too. I just didn't see it, so my bad. But cool to see that. Those are great details. So yeah, it definitely looks real nice, and cool that the stand has its aircraft on there too. So yeah, kind of a nice little tease here. Could have bought even more, but I thought those two were pretty good for, you know, obviously kind of the value. I have some sort of attachment to them, just don't want to spend $60 in that attachment. So I think $10 each is wonderful value there, and definitely will prove powerful for a long time to come. So that being said, let's go back over to diecast, and then we'll go to the other 2 snap togethers, and then we'll wrap up with 2 more diecast. Okay, so our next aircraft is going to be this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER by NG. This is like my 3rd time doing a Delta 767 on the reviewing one here on the channel, unboxing it. So first one was Gemini in 2019. The second one was Gemini last year. I replaced it, and now I'm going to replace the Gemini because this one actually has a new engine option, the PW4000s that and also cool bubble wrap, by the way. The 4000 engines that what was the part of this that I'm forgetting? Let's see. What am I trying to add here? Of course, I can't think of it. That I don't have a model of, to my knowledge. I know I got all those CF ones with American and Delta and all those, but I really thought the Pratt one would be cool, so that's exactly what we have. Let me go ahead and get this plastic off, which is one of the first NGs I've had with the plastic. I know the 747 that I got previously did that bare metal Atlas Air, so that was cool. But yeah, this actually is my first order from the Diecast Airplane Store. They had a sale that I paired up with a buddy on to take advantage of, so that's really cool. So yeah, I've heard good reviews in the past. This actually, I was shocked they actually shipped this out separately. There was another model in that order that is a pre-order, so I was just shocked to see this be a separate shipment. So I wasn't expecting to get this for a while, but kind of cool that it worked into the schedule now so that we can pair it with the American 767. So yeah, that was really cool, but certainly a huge highlight and positive of that transaction. But yeah, here it is, the Delta 767-300. This tripod is, I'm sure, driving everybody insane with it not being level. That looks slightly better, but we'll make it look hopefully as good as possible. So yeah, here it is, the Delta 767-300ER. This has the Pratt engines, November 174 Delta November. There's the CGI, and we got the kind of that credit card design once again for the box, which looks nice. Delta, really great airline. Have really enjoyed my flights on them. I've flown them 23 times according to my logs, which is very cool. Obviously, a little bit higher on the price, generally speaking, but you definitely get in return with your value on that. So yeah. This is the first NG 767-300 that I have. We also have the same 2 cards in there as well, so they're now adding the warning there, which I think is helpful, especially for anybody that's never got one of these aircraft before. There's more new collectors than what you would think, especially when you're going to hobby shops and company stores and other places where, you know, you've seen prices marked up, and that's why people just don't know what they're worth, and they definitely don't know that the antennas are that delicate, but we definitely do here in our model aircraft landscape. That being said, we're not going to waste any more time talking about what we already know. We're going to talk about this new mold here for NG. Wow, that's very, 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 very nice. So the winglet design definitely caught my eye. I think that are more proportional. I might be wrong on that. They might be too small. I need to go back and take a look at that. But the actual engines should look really nice. There they are. Really like that little bump piece there on the bottom. So yeah, this is going to be a really cool aircraft to have. Again, the winglets definitely catching my eye. I think that are correct though. But anyway, regardless, we'll go ahead and take a look and see what it's all about. Alrighty everybody, and here's the engine models. 1 to 400 scale, Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER with the PW4000s. Very cool to have this new mold here in the collection. Another really good looking 767 here from NG. This new mold definitely looks to be the real deal, and I'm really excited to dive into this one and evaluate its details. That being said, let's jump in. Alrighty guys, everybody, so here we go for the Delta 767. So here's the cockpit windows right here along with the nose cone. Very similar to the 767-200. I don't think it's perfect, but I think they have a good representation of what it looks like. Here's the pitot tubes right here, and then we have the SkyTeam logo, L1 door. You got the nose landing gear right here. Looks really nice there. Once again, the hub, the strut, the tire, all the pieces look really great. Cockpit window placement also looks pretty solid here, so definitely can't complain with that. Here's the L1 door. Got the window piece and the hazard there as well. And then we got the Delta billboard titles. Color's good, font's good, all of that's nice, so not too much to evaluate besides it being accurate. You can see we got Delta 1 up here and all the other various cabins that go with that. So I believe some of these 767s have their premium economy cabin, and then it goes into Comfort Plus followed by Comfort. There's the antenna and the Wi-Fi box. Very good proportions. All of that's very accurate, and all of it looks really nice from a glance, so no complaints there. A couple various panels right there, so that's really nice too. That then takes us on to the leading edge light right there, so that looks really nice, and again, very good proportion details. Also, it's very interesting to note the wing root angle there being about, it looks like 25 or 30 degrees of an offset there. I think it is helpful for NG to do it that way, and it probably makes the attachment piece a little bit easier, so that's nice instead of having that leading edge light being on there. So anyway, you can see the exit slides and the 2 exit doors, so all that looks really nice. Let's really get a good look here at the PW4000s. Very good mold. I think they kind of messed up a little bit on the CFs a little bit. That's kind of what I was seeing, but I don't have all that engraved in my head of what it's 100% accurately supposed to look like. I'm not here to complain if it's close, but obviously if it's like the 2020 Gemini American A320, then that's when we start talking about it. So it's that fine balance of, for me at least, and every collector's a little different, it's that fine balance of not being too picky, but also not settling for less than what you can find on the market. And this 100% is the best PW4000 you can find on the market. So yeah, very great to see that. But anyway, that being said, you can see the slats right there and the speed brakes as well. Really good wing detail. And then again, here we go with these winglets. I think these are more proportional. I think it's just seeing the Gemini one for so long, which it looks very nice. Don't get me wrong, just as of for the facts themselves. It's probably a little bit tall, but again, I could be wrong, and these might be a little small. I know that Phoenix and some of the other manufacturers have had larger winglets too, so again, it could just be the mold. I would be happy to hear anybody's comments on that, but again, NG could have messed this up too, so I'll just leave it kind of open-ended there, but you can definitely tell that the angles definitely looks a little bit different. It could be because it's just too sloped up right there. I don't know, but whatever the case is, it's still there, and it looks fairly nice. I don't have any issue with it, just an observation. And you get the rest of the economy back here. These are really cool planes. Very fortunate to fly one. Its sister would have been 197. That was the one I flew. Getting back into the aircraft, though, you can see we have the L2 door, which is very nice, and then Delta tail. Once again, color's very good. NG's really done a great job here with the Delta livery over the last several releases, so no exception here with this one. APU horizontal stabilizers. You got a little baggage door right there on the left, so very good detail, and all that looks really nice. Right side, you got the baggage door right there. This side also looks very nice. At the baggage door back there as well. Top of the aircraft looks very nice. Love the Wi-Fi box and also the pads for the escape. That's really cool. Great wing curvature there on the portions and all that looks really nice. Bottom of the aircraft, really great. You got the air inlet marks there as well, so that's huge, along with the stand hole, which is great. Again, main landing gear, don't pivot, but the detail's immense. And all that looks really nice. So absolutely thrilled to have the new Delta 767. It's a very nice aircraft, so very, very good pickup there. And once again, very excited to have it. So during my first professional conference I went to, aviation related, that's going to be the University Aviation Association conference. Really fun, by the way, really great. I'll talk about that more in another time in another video, probably, for clarity's sake, because this is a model aircraft unboxing. But anyway, back to the point is the Piedmont Recruiter was there among other regional carriers, and she was extremely nice. And one of my friends, I think it's Sean, was talking about how large my model collection was, and they made me show a picture of it, which I didn't want, to make anyone, I don't like to boast about it or any of that. So obviously it's just kind of keeping it to myself, but obviously I was prompted to show it, so I did. And then she was like, do you want to add some more? So I was like, man, but she had literally etched the sky marks just sitting in her containers. She just brought them for the purpose of having them on display, but she had some etches, so she was very nice to give me 2 Piedmont aircraft, which huge thank you to her. That was very nice for her to do that, and it'll be just a thrill to add these to the collection. I mean, again, just what generosity that was, considering obviously so much that goes into that. But just incredible, really speechless for the right words to come up with to express my appreciation for this. But anyway, regardless of that case, feeling very fortunate to have these next 2. So starting right here with the Skymarks 1 to 200, I believe this is going to be. This is the Piedmont Dash 8 Retro Dash 8 100. So feeling very fortunate to have this. Really cool. This is a very nice aircraft, because I actually showed her, I was like, in the picture I showed her my 1 to 400. And she's like, well, would you like the bigger one too? I was like, man, that's super nice of you to do that. So immediately thanked her for that, and here it is. So there's the fuselage, and we'll put the rest together. But yeah, these are going to look really cool together up there on the shelf. So get that snapped into place right there. So yeah, first Dash 8. I think it's my first Skymarks prop, actually. I might be wrong on that. But here's the wing piece here. As you can tell, I don't even think it's ever been opened. So that's pretty epic. So let's go ahead and take it and get it open. So here is the wing root. And then I'll make this really quick to put it together. It shouldn't take that long, as long as we don't have any conflict of interest. And then we do have the propellers, which do have separate stub pieces, which is nice. Actually, I'll just go ahead and assemble it off camera so you don't have to watch it. So we'll be back when this is assembled. Real quick, I want to highlight, this is such a smart design. Look at that insert right there. Look at the horizontal stabilizers. They just go right in. That is an epic design. I really hope we see more of that. So Skymark's wonderful job for integrating that into the aircraft. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. So right here we have the beautiful Skymarks. This is actually a 1 to 100 scale Piedmont Dash 8 100 with the throwback livery. What a cool looking aircraft. Again, a huge thank you to Piedmont and their efforts and their recruiters, because they are awesome, as you can tell. And feeling very fortunate to have this, as I said, and really excited to dive into the components, what it looks like, and just gain a better understanding of the Dash 8 mold, because this is my first prop as a snap together, excluding the Delta DC-3. But I mean, come on now, this is pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and take a look. So there's the cockpit windows. We do have the windshield wipers, and we also have a blue, a red, and then we have a white down here. So very cool that they really have got the Piedmont livery fully encompassed here. I can't see what this detail is right here, but pretty cool regardless. We do have the operated by Piedmont Airlines titles here, fleet code down over here, and then we got the beautiful, make sure that's in focus there, American Airlines logo right there for American Eagle, which is under the fuselage. So there it is. It looks pretty pleasant, so that's pretty cool. You can also see the L1 door, and you got the big One World logo. That's obvious from a mile away, so that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, you got all the passenger windows down there. You also got the emergency exit above the G of the Eagle. So cool to see that. Here's the propellers. They do spin, of course, and they very fluidly spin for the most part. They get a little stuck, but that one I had to press against the table to get in. So there we go, but it looks really nice. And we also get the wing root there, which is very cool to see that for the actual model aircraft itself, which I think it's in pretty good placement. Also, nose shape's pretty good as well. But anyway, yeah, really cool to see the blue on there as well. It looks really nice for the engine cowlings and all the various pieces of the puzzles on that. So that's pretty cool. Taking a look at the actual wing, we got good detail there with the flap slide and speed brakes. So definitely nice to see that. We also get the ailerons as well. And then the back curvature there for the propellers, very nicely detailed, and really good work here by Skymarks for continuing to represent that correctly. Got the baggage door here in the back. I think these held about 35 passengers or so. And then, of course, you got the tail, which goes all the way up here, so that's pretty crazy. But the registration is November 837 Echo X-Ray. And then we got the Piedmont logo right there on the tail. That looks really nice. Very good font and all that looks really great. And you got the horizontal stabilizers as well with the various pieces of the puzzle. So that looks very nice. And the vertical stabilizer also in good shape, as we were talking about. Right side of the aircraft also looks really good. You got the first passenger door there, so that's really cool. And you got all the windows here in the back, and you got 2 gaps there. Not sure if there's one galley or what the reasoning for that would be. But anyway, pretty interesting regardless of the case. Also got this hazard back here, which is pretty cool that they have that nicely detailed. And you also got the fleet code once again. So yeah, this is a really cool aircraft. Very excited to have it. Not sure exactly where I'll display it yet, but no doubt a huge addition to the collection. It looks really nice. So yeah, really fortunate to have this. Huge thank you to the Piedmont. That would be the recruiter. She was awesome. And the crazy part is it's not just one, but she actually gave me the Piedmont 145 as well. So again, huge thank you to her. This was extremely nice of her to do this. This is one of my favorites. I've seen it so many times. So yeah, just feeling really fortunate that we have so many generous people in this world, and I definitely am going to be giving back myself as well. So yeah, here it is. Go ahead and snap this together. Very nice. Go ahead and put this back in there as well. And yeah, really cool aircraft, and feeling excited and fortunate to have it. And yeah, really eager to see where I'll be able to take it going forward. But anyway, I'll go ahead and assemble this and we'll be back. Alrighty everybody, here's the absolutely stunning Piedmont 1:100 scale American Eagle ERJ 145. Another just incredibly awesome aircraft, and can't give a huge enough thank you to everybody in this world that's generous. It's just incredible to see what the world's, how you can make somebody's day and all the pieces that go with that. Definitely more substance to talk on that at a later time, but definitely want to acknowledge that, and just absolutely feeling super fortunate to have this right now, and really excited for what's to come. And no doubt this is a really amazing addition to the collection. This is so nice. That being said, we're not going to waste any further time and go ahead and get into the details. So there's the cockpit windows right there. They look really nice, and we also have the operated by Piedmont titles on this one as well. Still a little bit smaller this time. But you can see those details in the nose shape, which is pretty nice on this aircraft. Here's the L1 door. It looks really nice. And then we got the One World logo right here as well. Here's the American Airlines logo. And then we got American Eagle right here. And then we got the passenger windows as well. So that definitely looks really nice. So cool to see that. Now we got 50 seats on this one. So very similar to the Continental Express. It's kind of cool that I got both those. I didn't really put that together, but kind of cool to have both those. So maybe I can get a Delta CRJ 700 now, or equivalent aircraft to kind of fill in that middle gap too. So yeah, all of these passenger windows look real nice. Cool to see that. We got one panel detail, so better than none, so that's for sure. And the door also had some good detail on it as well. You get the levers here, and then you got a little window over there, it looks like. So cool to see that. Recently flew one of these from Charlotte to Greensboro. What a fun flight, man. That was an absolute blast. The windows are so much bigger than what you'd think. Like, it's a little bit bigger than my hand. So yeah, that's super cool to think about. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's like double the size of my hand. I was gonna say that doesn't sound quite right. So it's really cool regardless, though. You can definitely tell by how they look on here compared to other windows. So that's really cool. Anyway, though, you got the emergency exit right there, and you got the wing detail, which is flaps and speed brakes and ailerons. So cool to see that. And then you got underneath, not too much detail, but just a little bit. So cool to have some, better than none. You got the registrations November 627 Alpha Echo, which was a former Envoy aircraft, and formerly before that American Eagle Airlines. So cool that they renamed Envoy. American Eagle Airlines was not my favorite name, but anyway. You got the engines right there. They look pretty nice, and you can tell how nice they look from down there, or down the pipe there. So that's pretty cool. And the Continental ones, I think, are either different or it is not even close to proportionally correct. Because those are proportionally correct, right, what you're seeing right now, but the Continental ones seem much less height-wise. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but anyway, very cool to see the souped up engines, kind of, if you will, at the underneath there for the baggage door. And then you got the beautiful American Eagle tail right there. That looks really nice. You got the horizontal stabilizers as well that look really cool. But yeah, that vertical stabilizer is really nice with the livery on it, so that's really cool. Right side, that's what the R1 door I was thinking it was supposed to look like, which on the Continental one, it seems like it's about the same. So I'm sure it's just older printing and whatnot, but just observing, of course. But you get the rest of the passenger windows on this side. That's the 2 side. The A side is the best. It's the 1 seat, so that's really cool. But anyway, the rest of that all looks really nice. And yeah, definitely a really good piece of the puzzle. Top looks really great, so cool to see that. And then let's take a look at the bottom, which also looks quite cool, and definitely really great to get to see that. So yeah, what a gorgeous aircraft. Again, huge thank you to Piedmont, their efforts and their recruiters for being absolutely awesome. They also had their director of safety there to give a presentation as well, so that was absolutely wonderful and definitely speaks volumes to their efforts and what they're doing. So, and they also have a bunch of ground handling personnel around the country. So really cool to have this, absolutely awesome. That being said, let's go ahead and dive into our next aircraft. Alrighty everybody, next up we have this is the Phoenix 1:400 scale Singapore Airlines Airbus A350-900. So feeling really fortunate to have this. Huge shout out goes to my good friend Michael from Atlanta. I ended up doing a Venmo for him because he didn't have an online payment service there for one of the vendors, and he ended up buying me this one back for what I paid for whatever I bought him. So huge shout out to him on that. That's really, really nice for him to do that. And yeah, this was a really awesome aircraft to have. Fortunate to have this after the 5th Freedom flight I did this summer from Barcelona to Milan. What an incredible experience that was. And yeah, Singapore Airlines is just absolutely, it is absolutely to die for. So yeah, feeling super fortunate to have the model now. I've been talking about wanting to get a Singapore model for such a long time, and it finally happened. So yeah, this is possibly the biggest takeaway from the show. I mean, really great. The American 762 is also substantial as well, and all the other ones, but no doubt this is going to be a huge addition to the collection, and for the future of Great Plains and what the setup's going to look like going forward, this will have a very, very distinctive spot, and very excited for what's to come with this. So here's the box design. You got a really cool palette, so you got some orange, navy, and the gold that they kind of have on their cheat lines and fuselage here. Singapore Airlines, registration 9 Victor Sierra Uniform Alpha, 1 in 400 scale Platinum Series. Now, I don't know when this aircraft came out. The database does. I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, limited edition. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like probably a 2000. It could be all the way back to 16, or it could be as recent as a 2023. I don't know. But anyway, I'm super excited to have this aircraft. Been wanting in Singapore for a long time. The Phoenix mold is real solid, and excited that another opportunity worked out to get this mold. And as you can tell, that's a phenomenal effort. And how can you beat an aircraft like that? Just take a look at the Singapore 359. Alrighty, everybody, and here we go for the Phoenix 1 to 400 sales. Singapore Airlines Airbus A350-900 XWB. What an aircraft here. This is such a good looking plane. Feeling super fortunate to have this in the collection today. And again, this will be a huge staple for our service to Singapore. This is going to be epic. Let's not waste any further time. Just go ahead and move that camera and zoom her on in so we can take a look at what this absolutely stunning aircraft has to offer to all model aircraft collectors in any scale. But particularly 1 to 400 here for this aircraft. So here's the cockpit windows right here. They look very nice along with the raccoon mask around. This mold's honestly really, really good. I would love to hear what you all think in the comments. But honestly, I think this mold is really, really good. So here's the nose cone. Looks really nice. Got some panel details, pitot tubes, and you got the Airbus A350 right here. Star Alliance logo and nose landing gear. It keeps growing on me every single time. The metallic strut and the metallic hub, really cool on this aircraft. And I really think that adds some great character to it. Obviously, a little bit different compared to some of the other manufacturers, but definitely one of the most distinctive Phoenix characteristics out there. Here's the L1 door. It was so cool to board through that, man. It was absolutely amazing just to look the aircraft down the fuselage, but you can only see so far because the L2 door in most cases. So one incredible moment, but I sat in 16A, which is about here, I would say. Just an incredible experience. I'm so excited to share that video with you all. It was truly just a tremendous time. So really excited for that. So that's really exciting. And we got the Singapore billboard titles right here, so Singapore Airlines. Here is the absolutely beautiful little hub right there, and you also got the antenna, so that looks really nice. And you got the L2 door, so great to see all the detail on that, and it looks super nice. So very cool to see what this is all about. That's absolutely gorgeous. So then that takes us on to the premium section right here, so that's what we're gonna have. Billboard titles, font also is really cool, and then you got their flag as well. You got the beautiful engines right here. The detail on this mold, I mean, it's really solid. It really is. No pivoting gear, similar story to the NG, but I mean, just look at the detail, and then fan blades also really solid effort. Just judging by the fan blades, this might be an older version of the aircraft, but again, doesn't bother me. I mean, the actual model itself is fantastic, so very happy about that. And we got the antennas and the stubs and all that, so that's exactly what we're going for. But anyway, looks really great. Here's the wing where you got the details on the flap slide and speed brakes, and then you got the wingtip piece as well, so that's really nice. And it's got the orange line on the inside, so cool to see that. Again, main landing gear, same story. Although the metallic piece in there isn't as thick as some of the other ones. Like we got it was that Kuwait E330 previously, the Neo, and it seemed like the metallic connecting piece was just a little big and it almost sat on the ground, or one of the previous Phoenix ones, but this one's very nice. So very nice to see that. You also got the red tips there on the pieces that I always can't remember their name. It's so frustrating, but I'll have to try to get that memorized for upcoming ventures there in that department. There's the L3 door, and then let's go ahead and take a look here at the back. So you got the rest of the economy here, and you got the registrations 9 Victor Sierra Victor Alpha. I cannot remember for the life of me which one I flew. Maybe it was this one, I don't know, but I'll have to take a look at my log here at some point, take a look. But anyway, you get the bottom antenna, and you get the last stubby one there for the back, and then you get the beautiful Singapore logo, very distinctive. It looks really cool. Then you get the orange on the back of the tail right there. Colors on this aircraft very good, by the way. I think the mesh of gold, orange, and whatever the top color is. I would assume that's a kind of a black. Just very unique, very, very cool. APU, horizontal stabilized, all the rest of the detail, it's very cool. So very happy to see that. Right side also very good. You have all the details I talked about previously, plus the baggage door there. And you also got the one back here as well. I mean, I just don't know how you can complain with the aircraft like this. The color is amazing. The detail is really good. This definitely, yeah, judging by this underside here, the A350 XWB, this has got to be like a 2015, 2016 version of the model, which there's absolutely no problem with that. Very excited to have an older one just to see what it's kind of like. But I mean, this will certainly fit in the airport extremely well and will be a perfect service for what's coming up. And all of you will be able to see what I'm talking about soon. But very excited for this final aircraft. This is not one that I really ever would have thought of, but the mold I've been trying to get for a while. So this unboxing's been great, man. We've got 4 new 1-400 molds. Tell me when that ever happens. This is huge. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is the Aviation 400, 1-400 scale, Malaysia Airlines Airbus A380. Also coming from the Texan Airplanes store, was looking for, you know, any additional aircraft to add to the fleet, and this one really caught my eye. I know these don't operate anymore. It's unfortunate, but I think it still serves a really good purpose at Great Plains. They are not a part of any airline alliance, I don't believe, so they will fit in well at the D gates. So very excited to feature them there. And again, I've been wanting this mold for a while to take a look at what the gear look like. It'll be great to have on for a go around or whatever at the airport too. So there's definitely going to be plenty of purpose for this aircraft. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the logo, Malaysia Airlines. Here's the aircraft right here, Airbus A380-800. It's Aviation 401, again, 1-400 scale. Relatively new release. It came out sometime in 2022 or 2023, I believe. So yeah, very excited to have it. There's the panel for what the aircraft detail looks like, and there's the back. So again, very excited to have my first Aviation 400 Airbus A380. I think this will be a really great addition to the collection, and it's going to be really cool. So there's the landing gears right there. We also have foam there on the sides of the wings, so that's definitely helpful. It is extremely heavy. It feels that way at least. Golly, wow, oh my gosh. That is one of the heaviest 1-400 aircraft I have ever felt in my entire life. Golly, that is impressive. Man, that is good, though. That means that it is well built. Just take a look at that. That's absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and put the landing gear in. I was really inspired when I finally got that American 787. So since then, I've got several of the Aviation 400 offerings. I'm really excited to get, and here's the landing gear, by the way, and how fluid they are. They're so easy to put in, and they look really great. I really want to get the A330 Neo detachable gear mold, so I don't know which plane. Maybe like the is that Starlux? One of those Starlux, yeah, Starlux, or one of those sometime. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's just go ahead and keep putting in these gears. But yeah, let me know if you have any of these aircraft and which one's your favorite. I would love to hear any of the molds too. If you have any of the molds, I want to keep the viewer interaction up. I definitely want to be mindful of all of you watching and what you got going. I definitely got to get back on the homepage so I can watch all your videos that everybody's making. I've really loved seeing them on the homepage. Just too busy making videos like this right now to be able to keep rocking that. But we also have the stand as well, so let's go ahead and put that on, and then I'll show you the aircraft. And here it is, everybody, the Aviation 400, if my camera will focus, 1-400 scale Malaysia Airlines Airbus A380. What a great looking aircraft. Feeling super fortunate to have this. I mean, this is really the story of it, along with the beacons as well. So just feeling really fortunate to add this aircraft into the collection. Obviously, these stands aren't the highest quality, but they do a good job once they settle out. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this aircraft and see what it's all about. Alrighty, everybody, so here we go. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone, which I think they've really mastered. It looks really nice on this aircraft, so cool to add this in. I think this might be my 5th A380. I got Emirates, China Southern, Qantas, and the other one is British Airways. So cool to think about that. Nose landing gear right here. This is the 3rd time, but obviously it does detach along with the rest of the gear, so that's cool. The gear up configuration also looks nice. I'll definitely have to show that off in the model review, so stay on the lookout for that. That's some various panels up here along with the L1 door. We have the 100th A380 sticker, which is a pretty cool thought, and we also got the Malaysia flag. So here's the Malaysia Airlines billboard titles that look really nice. So obviously the Malaysia is bold, and then the airlines back here. Crap, I have a Malaysia A330, don't I? I didn't even put that together because the livery is so different. Gosh, dang it. Dang it, I have the Malaysia A350 and A330. I might just go ahead and sell the 330. I don't want to, but I might have to do that. I might keep it. I don't know. It'll be good rotation regardless. The livery just didn't even click in my brain, but then I saw the title. I was like, yeah, it's definitely a little different. Anyway, though, I think the A350 is probably the only one that flies out of them too, which is even funnier. But anyway, it's still a nice addition regardless. Okay, so here we go. We got all the passenger windows, some sort of first class down here. Here's the L2 door, and you got some more windows here. We got the antenna, 2 beacons up there. I'll give you a better view here of that in a moment, so that looks nice. At the leading edge light, and then you got the slats and the beautiful engines as well. Love the navy and the mid-tone blue that they use, and definitely just such an appealing looking aircraft, and it's so tough to think about it being retired, but thank goodness we got so much time with it, and we have the model now to think about that as well, so that really helps. We got the slats right there, flaps, speed brakes, really great looking. There's a much better view of the top detail I was talking about there with the beacons, and along with the antenna, and then we got the fin tip down here. The A380 kind of just seems like a big A320 with regards to the fin tip, but it's much more than just that, so looks very nice there. Look at the wing and the flex and all the pieces to it. It's so impressive, and what a great mold to show it off as well. Main landing gear, really great. I'll give a better look there in a moment, but you can see they tilt and they do roll as well, so that's cool. And they do detach as well. Got the navy up there in the mid-tone blue, just a few strikes of it. There's one on top, and then there's one on the bottom, along with more of a really light blue there to finish it out. So great to see all those colors coming together back there. For the L4, 5, 6, 7, 8 doors, so that's really cool. Got the antenna there in top middle, and then one more stubby antenna towards the end. And you got the registrations 9 Mike, I can't you see it? 9 Mike November Foxtrot, that would be it. So very cool to see that, all the details with the various slide pieces and all that too. So just really cool to think about what all that looks like. And the gears do detach, so didn't mean to do it that time, but they do. So that's cool. There's the Malaysia logo back there along with the tail, so just all white there with the logo. Pretty interesting thought, but I think they did a good job with it. But you do have the APU, horizontal stabilizers, all the details are really great. And once again, I'll be doing a full model review on this one, so we'll really get into it then. But of course, giving you the pretty good overview as we speak. Left or right side of the aircraft, you got the baggage doors as well, so that's definitely really nice to see. Top of the aircraft looks fantastic. They did great with the details there, and the, you know, just that outline there, the gray, how it starts and how they got the detail in there. That's really nice. And the bottom of the aircraft also looks really great, and we should have a beacon right into that stand hole too, which we do. So there it is. It looks very nice. I don't think it's a physical piece. That's a really surprising that's not actually a physical piece, but you do have the air inlets, which are, so that's really nice. So very cool to see that. But then these top 2 beacons are 3D, of course. They're the ones that matter most, and they look really nice. So not sure if it's stand interference or why it's not 3D down there. But anyway, it still looks really nice. What an incredible model. What an incredible way to finish this massive unboxing. Feeling very fortunate to have that aircraft, and definitely looks really nice. So let's go ahead, line them all up, and see what we got going here to finish out today's video.